everyone and welcome to my channel. Today's video is the beginning of a special collection on my channel. Today I will be reviewing Godzilla, the one that came out in 2014. And as some of you might know and some of you might not, March 29th will be the release date of the new Godzilla x Kong The New Empire movie, which I am so excited to see. I haven't seen a Godzilla or Kong movie in theaters since 2019, because when Godzilla vs. Kong came out in 2021, that was middle of pandemic, so theaters were still closed at the time. So I'm super excited for that new movie. So this week I will review Godzilla, of course. Then on Friday I will be reviewing Kong Skull Island, and next Tuesday I will review Godzilla vs. Kong. Now, I don't know when I'm actually going to review the new movie. Of course, it's not going to be the upcoming Friday that it actually comes out, but it should be soon after. So I hope all of you enjoy this collection of videos, and let's get right into it. Now, I have something very important to say about my channel at the end of this video. I was going to say it at the beginning, but I didn't want this intro to be too long. I'm trying to cut down on how many disclaimers I have. So I will be doing that at the end of this video. So if you want to see a minor update or about the recent updates on my channel, please stay tuned till the end. Now, as always, spoiler alert, so I try not to give away too much of the story in case any of you want to see it. I don't want to give away like tons of the interesting parts of the movie, and a lot of the time if a character doesn't make it to the end of the movie, I say, oh, someone doesn't make it, but a lot of the times I don't even say who it is, so I try not to give away too much, but still, spoiler alert. So now, as always, we can get into segment 1 of this video, which was my expectations for this movie the first time I saw it. Okay, so this movie, the first time I saw it, was like just a little bit after its release, and I was only born in 2009, I'm only 14 right now, and since this came out in 2014, I think I was like possibly 6 when I saw it, and back then I never really used to like think about movies too much. My parents would just be like, oh yeah, we should watch this one, and I was like, okay. Like, I didn't really think about it. I didn't really know who Godzilla was too much. So I know even in my last video I skipped over this part of the video because I've just been reviewing movies lately that the first time I saw it I was like really little, so I don't even remember what my expectations were. So once again, we just have to skip this part of the video and get right into the next segment. Okay, now we can get into talking about the actual story about this movie. So the movie starts and our main character Ford is still like I think like 12 at this point when the movie starts. It's like a flashback. So we learn that both of his parents work at a nuclear lab, like a nuclear power plant, which, by the way, like I would never work at a nuclear power plant. Like I would always be on edge, like but his parents, I guess, are brave enough to work there. So they're working at a nuclear power plant, and some crazy incident happens, and there's a nuclear meltdown. Well, sadly, his mother doesn't make it out alive, only his father does. So it starts off with tragedy right away. And now we get to jump into the future. Now Ford is all grown up. He has a wife, he has a child who's like 6 years old, I think, or somewhere around there. I can't remember their ages, or even if they say their ages, but still somewhere around there. And we learn that Ford is in the military, and he's coming home to San Francisco to be with his family. Well, we also learn that apparently after the nuclear incident, his father just became obsessed with finding out what happened, because apparently it was like there was like more irregular stuff, more abnormal stuff than usual, which, I mean, everything about nuclear meltdown is abnormal, but there was something even stranger about it. So he learned that his father, Joe, has become even more obsessed about learning what happened to the meltdown and what killed his wife. So Ford gets home to his family, and right away he gets a call that says he has to go to Japan to bail out his father because his father got in into some sort of trouble. Well, right away, we find out that he has a rocky relationship with his father. Like, he thinks it was just a regular nuclear meltdown. He thinks his father just went a little, like, crazy after what happened to his mom. Or Joe's wife. So he's just like, he doesn't want to go, but that's his father, so I guess he has to. Which that really sucks for him, because, like, he just got home to his family in San Francisco, and now he has to fly out to Tokyo just to bail out his father. So he goes and he bails out his father, and then they go back to where Joe lives, and Ford just really sees how obsessed he has become with finding out what happened with that nuclear meltdown. And he has like some crazy theories, like even about creatures, and Ford is just like, oh my, like he's just, poor thing, he's probably gone a little crazy. So his father tells him that he wants to go back to where that nuclear meltdown happened to investigate over there. So at first Ford is just like, no, like you shouldn't go over there. But his dad makes it very clear that like Ford can go with him or he's gonna go by himself, you know. So Ford just ends up going with him. And of course they have to wear their like what, I don't know what it's called, like hazmat suits. I forgot that word for a second. Because apparently it's like Chernobyl, where that nuclear power plant melted down. So they're all there with their hazmat suits, and they sneak in to what's a fenced off area, because like the government is telling everyone like, hey, it's like it's all radiation here. So they sneak in and they see something weird. They see that like stray dogs are running around, and there's even like a caterpillar on a leaf. So they're like, wait, is there really radiation here? So then Joe takes off his hazmat mask, and no, there isn't. The government was lying about radiation still being there. They're trying to cover something up. Well, then they get caught sneaking in over there, and they're taken to this like, what you think at the beginning is like a government facility, but it turns out that it's mostly owned by this company named Monarch, which if you don't know what Monarch is, it's basically this organization that keeps titans, which are the huge creatures like Godzilla. They try to keep them in check and out of civilization, and they try to study them. So that's what they're doing here, is they're studying a titan that's like, it's in like a little shell. It's not like an egg, but it's like it's cocooned. This titan is cocooned, and that's what was responsible for the nuclear meltdown. So due to bad luck, I guess, right when Joe and Ford get to this place, this like containment facility, right then, whatever was in that cocoon breaks out. Now, what they call it on this movie is MUTOs, M-U-T-O, which stands for Massive Unidentified Terrestrial Organism, which that's all they are. They're these gigantic creatures, and I will show a clip of them because it's too hard to explain what they look like. But it turns out that there's two of them. There's a bigger one that doesn't have wings, and a smaller one that does have wings, and they broke out in different places. So it turns out there's two of them, and now I can't really tell you there's someone dies at this point without telling you who. So spoiler alert, if you want to hear the rest of my review, skip over the next 10 seconds. But when this thing breaks out, Joe ends up dying, so now it's just Ford. And I hope you skipped past this part in time if you didn't want to see it. So Ford is now like, what was that? Like at first he didn't believe his father. He thought his father had just gone crazy. But now he realizes there actually is something. That thing is what caused the nuclear meltdown. That wasn't just a regular nuclear meltdown. So I guess due to more bad luck, and this movie wouldn't have too much of a story without this, is that the MUTOs are heading for San Francisco. Of course. So Ford is trying to get back to his family, and you know, when massive unidentified terrestrial organisms of any kind appear on the Earth, you know who wakes up. Godzilla is here now. He's following the MUTOs, and eventually the Mutos and Godzilla get to San Francisco and they start causing havoc because they're fighting each other. And I'm always like, how are there still buildings standing after Titan fights? Literally, like, how is the entire city not just in rubble? Because they're so gigantic, and it's like they're just throwing each other around, and they make the buildings look like they're made out of Legos. So I'm just like, how is there even buildings after a Titan fight? So then Godzilla and the Mutos have their final fight in San Francisco, and Godzilla emerges victorious, and Ford gets back to his family, and all's well, and all is very triumphant. So then that's where the movie ends. Now we can get into segment 3. What is the outcome of this movie? I give this movie about an 8 out of 10. Because I really do like this movie. I feel like it could be shortened maybe a little bit. It is a very long movie. I feel like maybe a little bit could be shortened. And also, another thing is that Godzilla and the Mutos both have like gray and black type of skin. So it's like they fight at night. Sometimes it's hard to see what's going on in the battles. But with that being said, I really do like this movie. That's why I give it an 8 out of 10. And if you like big monster movies, it doesn't matter if you are familiar with the Godzilla franchise or not. If you like this type of movie or it sounds interesting, I would really recommend this if you like this type of movie. Now, usually we talk about the outcome versus the expectations, but of course, since I can't remember my expectations, we're just gonna skip past that part too. And now I will tell you the recent updates about my channel. Okay, so for those viewers who keep up with my channel, I don't want any of you to think I'm indecisive or that my channel's direction is gonna keep changing just because it has twice. Because when I first started my channel, I had a few ideas of what I wanted to do, so I was testing them out to see which would be the most fun. Well, then I settled on ASMR. I was like, oh, this is the most fun one. So then I started making ASMR videos, but just regular ones for a while. And then I realized they weren't like really fun for me too much. Like, this was supposed to be a hobby I was looking at, like if it was work. And even when I started YouTube, my parents told me, make sure you keep it fun. Like, this isn't something you have to do. This is something you want to do. Well, they told me that. I told myself that, but I didn't listen. I made it feel like work for me, and I realized that in order to still have fun, I need to do something that really was fun for me. So then I chose movie reviews ASMR style. I'm happy with where my channel is at right now, and where it is at right now is the way it's gonna stay for a very, very long time. Now, of course, occasionally I might still post like a regular ASMR video or another type of video ASMR style, but that's occasionally. The way my channel is now, every week, Tuesday and Friday, movie reviews ASMR style is the way it's gonna stay for a while. So I don't want any viewers who keep up with my channel to think that I'm indecisive or that my channel direction is gonna keep changing, because I rest assured it won't. It'll stay the way it is now. I'm happy with the way it is now, and it's getting positive feedback, so that is just what I wanted to say, so you didn't think I was indecisive or that my channel is gonna keep changing a bunch. Now, once again, if my comments are on and I've been having a glitch where I turn them on, then they turn off, so then I turn them back on, I'm pretty sure YouTube is turning them off because I'm a minor. That's my suspicion, I'm pretty sure. But if my comments are on, please comment what movie you'd like me to review, and I will do my best to try and review that movie. So now we are at the end of this video. I hope all of you enjoyed. I know I did. Until the next time.